All right, good morning, KOTA Territory. Welcome to First Sip on our social media pages, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. I'm Humberto Ida Sanchez.
And I'm Kate Robinson.
Well, today it's a snowy day, first of all, so one of our topics is kind of unfortunate because I wasn't expecting it to kind of get this bad. How was the weather, at least when you went to Planet Fitness this morning?
You know, when I woke up this morning, I bundled up, put my gloves on, walked outside to go to work, and it was dry, nice out. Didn't even need, just took my gloves and everything off, and then I was like, oh, maybe Eric's wrong today, and maybe we're a little bit off. Sorry, I just dropped my mic.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I go out to go to Planet Fitness, and it's dumping snow. The roads are horrible, and everybody needs to be driving safe out there. So yeah, exactly. Definitely a night and day from yesterday, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, and it's such an interesting day, especially with today being kind of Fat Tuesday or Mardi Gras. Here in the hills, looks like people are gonna unfortunately not be celebrating outside.
That's right. Yeah, luckily we had some of our celebrations in Deadwood and here in Rapid City over the weekend. So if you wanted to get your Mardi Gras celebrations kind of shook out of you, that was I hear great fun over the weekend. But some of the history of Mardi Gras, also known as Fat Tuesday, is that it originated in medieval Europe to celebrate feasting and revelry before Lent. Of course, that tradition was brought to Louisiana by French settlers in the 17th century. So it's been around a long time, that's for sure.
I was gonna say, I'll tell you right now, definitely feasting. I know some of my close friends, one of them that now works at a communications firm down there. I don't remember what exactly he works down there, but he celebrates Mardi Gras now. He moved from Illinois to Louisiana and now just celebrates it like every year. And I was like, how is it celebrating? He's like, it's a lot of food.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah. I only recently found out about the feasting one, not only because of the kind of the facts that you kind of presented last week on Thursday, right?
Yes, this was Thursday or Friday, whichever day it was.
Friday. But yeah, it's really cool to kind of see that happen. And some of the origins, at least from what you kind of wrote down here, it seems that the word Mardi and Gras both mean something in French.
Yeah, that Fat Tuesday originated, from the fact that you're eating a lot, you're getting fat on this day, and then tomorrow's Ash Wednesday, so then you give everything up for Lent, so you kind of get all of your bad habits in for one day, and now I suppose it's one weekend or even the whole week, but you were to eat and celebrate all for a whole day and then kind of give all that up for the 40 days of Lent. The tradition originated from pagan celebrations of spring and fertility, so kind of an interesting way to bring in the new seasons.
Right. No, I was going to ask if it kind of originated elsewhere as well for that, because usually I think we mentioned it. We talked a little bit about it at some point. I don't remember when, but we talked a little bit about how some holidays have like really ancient traditions that have been celebrated since like Greece, since ancient Greece and stuff like that, which is really cool. And it's cool to see that this is another one that looks like it has its origins in ancient times. So
yeah, that's right. And it's made its way to our modern day celebrations all around, which is mostly just eating and drinking. But it started in Alabama way back in 1703. So I'm glad to see that people are still celebrating this, and it's a fun way to really come together as a community and bring in the new season of spring.
When was it celebrated in New Orleans?
First celebrated in New Orleans, looks like in 1857. So it took a little while to get there.
I was going to say, so it didn't, a lot of people are under the impression that it started in New Orleans, but it started in Alabama. More you know, there we go.
More you know.
But kind of talking, stepping away from Mardi Gras as a celebration to kind of talking a little bit about your financial safety. So first of all, kind of beginning the topic here, we're talking about crypto. I know crypto is the talk of the town almost everywhere across the nation, especially with a lot of congressmen and congresswomen kind of getting a little bit more into the crypto phase. It's a lot of the time they're saying, we should invest in this because it might be healthier for our state and whatnot. But avoiding the politics behind it, kind of getting more into the crypto scams aspect of it. There are various scams, just like when you're doing taxes, there's scams for taxes, which is unfortunate to say because, you hate to hear people taking advantage of other people for financial gain.
It almost seems like there's a scam for everything these days. Anything you do online, there's always that fear of getting scammed. So it's good to know some of those types of scams that you can watch out for and making sure you're aware.
Yes, and some of those types of scams, as you were mentioning, you got rug pulls, which these are more common. You hear more about these in the news. It's when a individual, whether it's someone, I know I accidentally said celebrity yesterday, but it's not just celebrities. It can be anyone. If it can be someone high with that's known through social media. It can be anyone. But all that is when a bad actor kind of inflates a coin. They make a coin or they inflate it, and then all these investors put in money, and then all of a sudden that person pulls the rug from under them and takes all their investments. So that's kind of one of the bigger scams, and I know a lot of people hear about that one. So that's called rug pulls. You also have pump and dump schemes. So it's kind of when a group or an individual inflate the price of an asset. Oops, there goes my little fidget toy. But kind of inflate the price of an asset so that they can sell their own holdings for profit, which means a lot of people tend to think of like the AMC stuff when that was happening. Think of that, but in terms of crypto, you inflate the cryptocurrency, and then all of a sudden, all these investors take out their funds from it, and then it just goes down again, and that's really bad, especially when you're trying to make savings for potential future. You also got spoofing, which is kind of the illusion of creating momentum for a cryptocurrency, which means a lot of people can be duped into kind of investing in something, investing in a cryptocurrency, by being like, oh, this is going to go up later and I can make money. And unfortunately, sometimes that is not the case. So kind of ways that you can stay aware of some of this stuff is kind of, keep an eye on those like high profile investors, keep an eye on those business news going on. Make sure if there is a cryptocurrency you're interested in investing in, do some research before you actually put in money in there or set aside money for it. That can go a long way. There are warning signs, and some of the warning signs are like, if it's unrealistic, if it's promising to give you like 4 times what you put in, then you should probably not do that. Sometimes, most of the time, more often than not, unfortunately, that is going to be a scam. If it's too good to be true, then it's too good to be true.
That's right, yeah.
But kind of staying on the topic of scams, Kate, yesterday we talked about another kind of scam.
Yeah, tax season is here. It's in full swing. If you're planning on filing your taxes, waiting for your tax refund, there are some things that you need to watch out for. You were saying if it's too good to be true, it definitely is. If you're kind of getting a message saying, oh, your tax refund is way higher than it might expect, but you need to fill out this information and this information, probably a scammer's looking to take your money from you. Some things to watch out for, like I said, a big payday, demands or threats, if they're like pressuring you to give them money or fill out your information, or if the website link that they're sending you has misspellings, has kind of random numbers or letters in there, capitalizations kind of seems off. Those are some things to watch out for. Similarly to the crypto stuff, if you're kind of looking to do your stuff online, maybe make sure you're getting the information from the correct website.
Credible source.
Yes, exactly. Some common tax scams to watch out for are COVID-19 scams. I know we're kind of
past that.
Heading away from that, but people are still kind of, looking for that money, some of those funds, especially to businesses.
Right.
People can scam businesses with the COVID-19. Charity impersonators, if it's not the verified website of a charity and it's maybe like a pop-up on the side of your screen or an ad on Facebook, you'll want to go leave that browser and go to the direct website if you're looking to donate to any charities. Some disaster fraud. We have natural disasters happening almost all the time, it seems. So if you're looking to donate to those, make sure you're going to credible sources like with
No, exactly. If you're trying to like, if some people are asking for the funds, make sure, like I said, like the Red Cross or stuff like
Right.
that are actual disaster relief kind of organizations that do put your money to good use.
Yeah.
Instead of maybe that pop-up like you mentioned.
Right, and yeah, and you were talking about yesterday how you kind of had a random text message that you got about kind of an unexpected tax bill.
Yes.
Oh, I need to fill this out.
It's funny that you mentioned that really quickly. Sorry to cut you off, Kate,
Oh
but
yeah,
it's
no,
also
go for it.
actually, I'm going to add another one to the tax scam. So I got another one yesterday from an email. If it's from an email, that's most likely a scam. If you get
Yeah.
a text from an email, don't click on the link for the most part. But it was about using my taxes to pay for unpaid tolls,
Oh,
which I was
yeah.
confused. So coming from Illinois, there's tolls there closer to Chicago, and I have an account with them because my family still we coordinate and when and where they kind of need to pay those tolls. So I got a text yesterday being like, oh, you have unpaid tolls. I logged into my account, no unpaid toll. So yeah, I guess check if it's an email through sending you a text message, you should probably avoid that.
Yeah, and one big one, kind of with the uncertainty of where student loans are at right now. If you're getting random texts about your student loans or random emails about your student loans that are not from the Department of Education or your certified loan provider, just delete those, report them. Those are not real, and you should make sure to not click on those. They can, even just clicking on some of the links that they send can cause disaster. So just make sure to watch out. It's also Consumer Protection Awareness Week.
Yeah.
So if you are interested in learning about that, we do have a story on our website full of information where you can know all sorts of scams, not just tax scams or cryptocurrency scams.
Got to make sure that you stay safe out there, whether it's for, like you mentioned, whether it's for crypto, whether if it's for your tax, whether if it's for,
Student loans, all sorts of things. Yeah, even just buying clothes online these days.
Unfortunately.
They'll get you if they want it.
Yes.
That's for sure.
And that's unfortunately the truth. It's a reality.
Yeah.
But kind of talking a little bit about this weather. Last week, Friday, it was nice. The weekend, nice. It was really warm. I was excited. A lot of people were heading outdoors. It was looking up, and then we now have what's behind us, which is snowy and
almost like a flash blizzard.
Yeah.
Like even like I said, driving to work this morning, it was dry, it was nice, no wind, and now all of a sudden it's gusting everywhere. The roads are slick. It's crazy. So. And all week we've heard from Eric Gardner how the weather's kind of supposed to go up and down and then kind of shoot back up this weekend. So, even though it's cold today, some of these tips on ways to stay cool without air conditioning can be tips to keep in your back pocket for the future.
Especially because a lot of our viewers, like to go outside. They like to enjoy the hills. We live in the Black Hills, which some of our viewers live in the Black Hills, which, is really pretty. And just the area around it is also really pretty, which means a lot of people like going outdoors. And one of our biggest industries, agriculture, deals with outdoor stuff. So this is actually really good. Once the weather is not like you see back here, once it's actually nicer, there is some stuff that you can do to kind of stay cool without AC. One of those stuff, the biggest one that I saw on there, and the biggest one that you always hear is stay hydrated. Staying hydrated, first of all, it's a necessity. Water, you need to drink water every day. How much water? According to this article I was reading, it says the temperature of water does not matter. Just make sure you are consuming around 2.7 liters for women and 3.7 liters for men. And like I said, that's also not just water as well. Sorry, pardon me. Let me step back a little bit. It's not just water. It's just consuming water throughout the day, whether it's drinking water, whether it's eating fruits, vegetables. Those have high contents in water as well. And even if, maybe some soups, stuff like that. Just make sure that you're drinking around that, 3.7 liters, which is, I believe, equivalent to 125 ounces for men and like 91 ounces for women. But that is the biggest one, staying hydrated. Another one that was really cool, and we talked about it on Friday, was take a cold shower in the bath. I know I am guilty of liking warm baths.
Yeah.
Warmer baths.
Like most, I would assume. Yeah, no
but
one really loves a cold shower.
I was going to say, cold showers actually not only help kind of cool down your core temperature, but also kind of help your skin as well. kind of stay younger too.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I can't admit, during the summer when I go out and exercise during those hot days, a warm shower honestly sounds miserable. So those cold showers do help me out to cool down my body temperature during those days, that's for sure.
Yeah, another one would be using a cold wash rack, kind of on the same path of taking a cold shower or bath. Using a box fan, face it outward from your window. Make sure that all that hot air is actually being pushed out of the window and not going into your room if you do not have air conditioning or prefer not to use air conditioning. And then one that you mentioned, and I kind of teased a little bit last week, was close your curtains or blinds, or not putting your kind of towels and stuff into wetting them and kind of, no, what was it again?
When I grew up, we used to take
yes.
our blankets and put them in the freezer and then take them out for bedtime.
Yes. So you're not supposed to do that. Why? Because it kind of hurts the actual the material that it's made out of, but also it does not actually show that it keeps you cool for long.
Yeah, it wouldn't last very long. Yeah, it would only last about 5 minutes, and then you're just kind of hot and a little bit wet.
Then you have to go put it back in again and take it back out. But yeah, and then the next one, which I kind of teased, was close your curtains or blinds. If you have a window facing the sun's direction, I know when I was younger, family home, we had a window facing the sun's direction. My mom would always keep that closed, and it would help. You know, I'm not gonna lie, it would definitely help. I do that all the time in my apartment whenever it's too hot outside, or during the summer last year, I made sure to keep that closed, especially since I do have the sun just glaring in there.
And that's a good tip, even if you do have AC, because then your AC doesn't have to work as hard, because it does just heat up your house kind of unintentionally anyway.
Saves you on electric.
Yes, exactly.
The electric bill as well. And then finally, the best one, in my opinion, eating frozen treats. I'm a big ice cream fan, big popsicle fan. I like to do that, but also if you do plan on going outside, make sure to not overdo it with the frozen treats, just because too much sugar does end up making your body work a little bit harder, which makes you overheat more, which is something that I didn't know until recently. So I guess, now I have to watch out if I do end up eating a frozen treat, whether or not I'm going outside, at least with the hopefully upcoming nice weather that we're going to have, and it's not going to look like that.
Yes, well, until then, we're going to be pulling out our scarves and our winter coats, at least for probably a few more months. But
It shouldn't be too bad.
We'll deal with it until summer, that's for sure. And then we'll be complaining about how hot it is.
Exactly.
So
and talking about weather, be sure to tune in tomorrow for your midweek weather update. And be sure to tune in on Thursday again, where we'll have another First Sip, talking about some more topics. I don't know.
Allergy season. That's what we're going to be talking about
allergy
on Thursday.
Season. And also, with this cold weather, you might want to pour yourself a cup of tea. We'll explain to you a little bit more on whether or not you should be using the bags that you find at the store, or whether or not you should just be grabbing the regular tea and putting them into kind of a tea holder and putting it in your.
All right.
I'm doing that. But other than that, that's going to be for Thursday. Tomorrow, midweek weather update. But for now, we hope you have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. I'm Humberto Ile Sanchez.
And I'm Kate Robinson. See you tomorrow.